everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crafting with Cosplay Fabrics. My name is Indra and today I'm going to show you something a little bit different than my usual crafts. I want to show you how you can take your own photos for cosplay. So I've been taking my own pictures for a very long time, actually since I started cosplaying, and I wanted to show you how on a budget you can build a simple backdrop and little things that you can do to be able to take your own pictures. This is great if you don't want to spend a lot of money on fancy backdrops or a whole lighting system or anything like that. So I'm gonna give you a few tips and things that I have picked up along the way, and maybe some suggestions on how you can do it without breaking a bank. So you guys are used to seeing my studio looking a little bit different, and as you can see I have set up this sort of makeshift backdrop, and what I have done is actually I took this is craft paper, like butcher paper, and all I've done is just create just like two long strips, and I've tried to set it up so that it bevels at the bottom, which I'll show you. See, so it's like sort of bevels at the bottom, and all I've done is just kind of like taped it in place, like you can see it like right here, and I've just tacked it in the corners just using push pins. And this is really great because when you take photos, then it's really easy to maybe in Photoshop or something like that, just to go in and fix some of like the shadows and everything. So as far as equipment or anything like that, don't sweat it. I'm gonna show you little things that you can use. So you might be thinking that you need to buy really expensive stuff, and you absolutely don't. You can actually just use your phone. If you want to take pictures of yourself, you can simply just set up either a timer. Most phones have an automatic timer, and if not, you can always buy clickers, and they sell them really cheap online, and they are Bluetooth clickers that you can just sync up to your phone, and you can simply like stand and take a photo. As far as lighting, there are some really, if you want to spend a little bit, I suggest starting with something very forgiving, which is a softbox, and it doesn't require any crazy knowledge of like lighting skills or anything. Obviously there's a lot more that goes into photography and all these things, but this is if you want to just like start. Cool thing about softboxes is that a lot of them are they're able to take a beating of sorts because they sort of fold together, and they're really easy to put away versus some of like ring lights or stuff like that. Because I don't know, I think that I find them to be a little bit more delicate, whereas a light box, all you really have to worry about is your the actual bulb. If you cannot spend on any sort of like fancy lighting equipment, I really recommend using the lamps from IKEA. IKEA sells these awesome paper lamps, and let me show you because I have them. Well, I have it set up here, but they're the ones that come with like these kinds of lamps. I'm sure that showing you this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but they are cheap. Sometimes they sell these for like $5-10 or something plus the bulb. So just get like a white light bulb, and the cool thing is that the paper shade on it acts like it really softens the light if you need to, or you could just take it off if you want that really harsh light. I actually have it on right now, and it's maybe like 7 feet away from me, and you can see like it lights it relatively well. I mean, for not having anything like crazy. As far as what you need to set up your actual like camera, I recommend getting a tripod, just a really inexpensive tripod, and also getting one of these, which is like one of those like stuff that it's attached to like selfies, and they just screw onto the tripod, and you can just like set up your phone that way, or if you have a camera, you could just use a tripod for a regular camera. There are also these, it's like almost like bendy octopus arms that it comes in a clamp, and you can clamp it to a table or something if you don't have a tripod and you'd rather get something like that. And some of these actually come with like one of the miniature like circle lamps, like ring lights, and they're maybe like about that big. And they come also with like another arm that is has like an adjustable phone holder thing. I'm so sorry, I'm not sure what to like what the actual name of it is, but you can get that as well. And all of these things that I'm mentioning to you are really, really inexpensive. You don't need anything crazy to be able to take your own picture. So once you have like all of your photos and stuff, if you have right off your phone, you can very easily then edit your pictures. If you don't have any editing software, there are multiple apps out there that are free or inexpensive, or alternatively, you can always ask someone to help you edit your photos. There's a lot of people that will do it for free just because they want to learn the program better. You can also hit up websites kind of like Fiverr or things like that, and you might find someone who's willing to, for very inexpensive, edit your photos. But that's basically it. It's nothing complicated, nothing crazy, except for how your room looks. This is looking insane right now. But I hope that this helps you. I hope that this gives you some ideas. You can also, instead of using craft paper, you can always use fabrics. As you know, we have multiple like beautiful fabrics, so it really depends on what it is that you want. I find that the paper, and you can also use just like white paper, is very easy to edit. And also, if you have like, you're thinking about shooting multiple costumes, for example, that's what I like to do, is just set up one thing and just take a bunch of pictures of different characters. So it helps to have one style that just looks good with everything. You can also purchase for very inexpensive just backdrops, kind of like the ones that I have. You see like the door ones that I use. Those are just photo backdrops, and I didn't buy them for very expensive. You can find some that are maybe 5 foot by 7, and actually I think that's the size of that one. That's a 5 foot by 7 feet, so it's pretty big for and then I have 2 identical ones that I just put next to each other, and you're able to like cover a lot, but the only thing is that it doesn't go like down to the feet. So if you are looking for something that you want to take photos like full body, I do recommend using something that goes like all the way down the floor and like continues on. That way you'll have just like one continuous backdrop. But yeah, so I hope that this helps you. I hope that this gives you some ideas for your future projects. I apologize for how crazy my studio looks right now, but I thought that this was a great opportunity to show you maybe how I do it, and maybe it shows you that you don't need anything crazy. You don't need to purchase anything insane or spend a lot of money. You might already have a lot of this stuff lying around in your house. So yes, I hope that you like, I hope that you subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another tip, trick, or tutorial featuring Cosplay Fabrics. See ya, guys!